Hey guys, wanted to do a folding knife review video for you today. This is a review that I have been waiting to do anxiously. Now, I could have easily made this the first review video I did on my channel. I just had a hard time taking it out of my pocket long enough to sit down and do a video for it. This is the Translucent Blue Manix 2 by Spyderco. Full flat ground, plain edge. This has a caged ball bearing lock. This is by far the favorite knife of mine in my entire collection. It doesn't matter if you're asking me about my fixed blade knives, my carbon steel knives, my stainless, my folders. It doesn't matter. If you give me the option to carry one knife with me, this would be the knife. I'd like to give a thanks and a shout out to Nutnfancy, who, if you're a knife guy, you probably have heard of him. Some people like him, some don't, but I watch a lot of his videos. Find it very helpful. He wouldn't know who I am, but like I said, a big thanks to him for recommending this knife. I watched his video on it, and I had to have it. This thing, 8-inch overall length, 3.39-inch blade, only weighs 2.85 ounces. This thing is fiberglass reinforced copolymer, so it's not FRN like this one. And I'd like to say it gives better traction. The FRN seems a little slicker. Maybe it's just my imagination, or maybe it's the way these ones are, the difference in molding of just the two knives. But this one just seems a little sharper, a little grippier, and lighter for sure. This is a bit larger of a blade, but 3.4 ounces, and it's also considered a lightweight. But this one here, again, being 2.85 ounces, it's nothing. You carry it in your pocket anytime. It would never bother you having this on you. Sometimes when I want to carry another knife, I'll just leave this in my pocket as well. Just throw the other one in a different pocket because it doesn't weigh anything. It's great. For the size, it is lightweight for sure. Speed is ridiculous. And I love the blade on this. Just beautiful blade shape. Nice big belly. Nice and deep blade. Like I said, quickness. If you want to open it with the ball bearing lock or close it with the ball bearing lock, you can. Thumb deployment, index finger, middle finger. It's ridiculous. This thing, it's so fast. The only thing I have close to the speed of this would be my Axis lock on Benchmade. But the difference with that is that the retention on this is much better. It doesn't shake out for anything. It also doesn't weigh anything, so that's probably a good reason for that. But yeah, it's great. Jimping is ridiculously sharp. It just locks in your hand like crazy. You could push up on that and hurt your thumb if you really wanted to. This is the CTS BD1 steel, made in Golden, Colorado, USA, Earth. And if I compare that to, say, for example, this Japanese VG10 steel, not the steel so much as the jimping, there's a huge difference. The VG10 blade, they're rounded. You can just see that the time wasn't taken on the jimping of the Endura compared to the Manix. And I don't know if you can, probably can't see that in shot. Yeah, it's just more rounded. There's less jimping, less numbers wise. There's less. And the funny thing is, look at the ramp. There's so much more of a finger ramp on the Endura, but your finger slips right off of it. Whereas the Manix, there's much less of a ramp, but you can't slip off of it. You really have to put very light pressure if you're going to rub up on it. It has this nice finger choil. I mean, you can hold it this way, or you can choke up on it, and you're not feeling like you're going to slip up on that blade at all. Just perfect utility knife, perfect EDC knife. It's certainly not a fighting knife. You know, it's lightweight. It's not crazy long reach. But then again, as far as traction plan, you could use it for pretty much any task you wanted. It's certainly sharp enough to do the job. You can see this one here. As I said, I carry this pretty much daily. It's well used. I've had that on my Edge Pro Apex many times. Takes a nice edge, retains a nice edge. I'm super happy with it. This, of course, has no liners. Unlike the Endura 4 lightweight, this is just a full fiberglass reinforced copolymer handle and no liners. It's just great. If I had to make any comment, or it's not a complaint, this thing carries really nice as well as far as in the pocket goes. You don't have much sticking out at all. But if I had to make a comment or put something on my wish list to finish this knife, they make, and I think they're shorter, so it wouldn't really work to sit where this one does, where there's a smooth spot on the knife, so it's easier to pull out of your pocket. But they make the Dragonfly, and it has a loop over wire clip. Now, if Spyderco, and I've tried to find these clips just by themselves, can't find it, and I really don't feel like buying a Dragonfly to scavenge the clip off of. It seems a bit wasteful. But I know they are shorter. Anyway, if they made a clip this length in the loop over style, so instead of coming out below the screw like this, the loop would start here and come down around. And I'll put a picture in the top corner here just to show you what I mean. If they made that clip for this knife, it would be perfect. It's pretty much perfect as it is, but that would be the only thing I could ask to make a change to this knife, and it would pretty much be non-existent in your pocket as far as showing you're carrying a knife. It would be just epic. But again, this is by far and away my favorite knife in my collection. Is it my most expensive knife? No, not at all. It's not cheap either. 105 Canadian for this knife, plus shipping and tax. Now, I actually bought this knife, decided I wanted something else, and I want to say it was a Benchmade Barrage. And I started moving and shaking, essentially, and decided to sell my Manix 2 Translucent Blue to a friend. I immediately regretted it. I had to have another one. Went out and got another one. I couldn't believe I parted with the thing. Didn't go more than a week of being without it without regretting it, so had to have another one. That was quite some time ago. This one's nicely used, and my friend still carries the one I sold him. I'm sure he will for a long time. Can't go wrong. If you guys have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. Glad to answer anything you have, any questions or concerns, to the best of my ability anyway. I'm not an expert on this stuff, but just try to give you guys my impressions and my experience with the products. If you can get your hands on one of these, I also have a Manix 2 XL, which is a bit bigger, all steel lined, G10 handles, quite a bit heavier. Beautiful knife though, really like it. But if you can get your hands on one of these, do it. You won't regret it. Just you can't go wrong. If they come out with another sprint run, they have a blue sprint run right now it's darker blue and a different type of steel. I'd like to get my hands on it too, but I'd probably still carry this one more often than not. Just one last thing. As far as this goes, this is the C101 PBL2 Manix Blue. Sorry, Manix 2 Blue Plain Edge. If you can get your hands on one, do it. Pull the trigger. You won't regret it a bit. If you do, I would be amazed. Spyderco, great warranty, great product. I recommend it and give it a 10 out of 10. Have a great day, guys.